Howdy, friends. Steve DePoe here for the Rose Realty team with this week's real estate vlog for North Texas. Things to know before trading down. Trading down means downsizing. Cool topic. But before I get into that, a favor again. Right here is our YouTube channel. Let's do Real Estate Texas. If you could log into YouTube for me, and then find our channel again. Let's do Real Estate Texas, and subscribe to our channel. I'd really appreciate it. That gives you updates on our channel about our videos whenever we post a new video. It's also the repository for all these vlogs that I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 years. And if maybe there's a vlog that you thought that maybe your son or daughter would be interested in, maybe for our first-time home buyers, those types of things, it's in there. We've saved it. It's in there. And so you can find that video and send it to them, and and everything will be cool. At the same time, bam, right down over here next to my name, Steve DePoe, it says stevescard.us. That's my electronic business card. You can download that. You can give it to your family, give it to your friends, give it to your neighbors. Share it with the world. It's got access to the YouTube website. It's got access to the latest vlog. It's got access to the home buying and the home selling process, information about the Rose Realty team. It's got just a chock full of information, easy ways to get in contact with us. So if you download the card, you can save it. You can save it as a contact, and anytime you need us, bam, you just give me a call, and I'm there for you. Thank you very much. So now, getting into it, things to know before trading down. Interesting topic. Trading down to a smaller home from where you are right now can reduce your housing costs and save you some money that you could kind of potentially put some of that kind of monthly expense that you have right now into your retirement nest egg. It also downsizing to a smaller place can also be complicated. Okay, we're going to kind of get into that in a minute. It's not for everybody, but many people realize that it's a critical part of retirement and retirement planning. Okay, so if you think you're in a house right now that's like 4,500 square feet, etc., with 5 bedrooms, and it's just the two of you, then I think you're kind of burning a lot of electricity, burning a lot of heat, and heat in the winter, and then AC in the summer. Plus the fact you got to clean it every week. Oh my goodness. Not to mention water usage and mowing the lawn and trimming the hedges, and so a smaller place could actually be really beneficial on many levels. So number one, give yourself plenty of time, right? This is just like searching for any house, okay? Except really, when you come down to it, the target market for these smaller houses, these downsized houses, is smaller. I mean, take a look at the Metroplex, right? We're building bigger and bigger houses all the time, right? Nobody's building the smaller houses. So if you're looking for that retirement or the downsized house, there's areas that you can move into. Some of these, for example, however, we're kind of first-time home buyer communities, right? And so there's smaller houses like that. Hey, that may be great to you, but I'd like to remind you, if you're downsizing, which means you're closer to retirement, you got a little bit of gray on the roof, then maybe living in a first-time home buyer community isn't going to be your cup of tea. Okay. So that's number one to consider. Number two, if you're thinking about moving into an adult community, you got to determine what kind of adult community it is. Are you going to move into like a retirement home where you basically have an apartment? Or are you looking for more of an active adult community where you have a house? Like a Ropes and Rancher up in Savannah, just by Little Elm. So it's going to take you time to find the place that you want and that you like. Not only because it's the limited supply, but also you've been living in your current house for years or even decades. You're used to that. You're comfortable there. You know where every little scratch and little imperfection and little thing is, and you raise your kids and etc. Right? So you're gonna need to look for a place. You're gonna have to look long. I'm gonna say long and hard for it to find a place that you like. I'm not going to tell you it's going to take it's going to take months and months. But what I want to tell you is you have to be you have to be sure, right? You kind of don't want to make a mistake at this point in your career and your financial life. You want to make sure that you find the right place. We'll help you with that. We want to make sure you find the right place. View the move to streamline your life. Okay, so it's not cool if you're living in a 4,500 square foot house to look for an active adult community and build a 4,500 square foot house. Okay, first of all, you're not going to be able to afford it because the new building costs are just through the roof. But think of a way to downsize and streamline and make your lives easier. So fewer bedrooms. If you're living in a place with 5 bedrooms, is two good enough for you? Or maybe three at the max. Okay. You don't want to look for a place with five, but if you look for a place with two, if you look for a place with two with an office where you can put a Murphy bed or a pull-out couch, that becomes 2.5 or three, depending on how you want to look at it. And when people come over to visit, they have two places to stay. Okay, so think about that. At the same time, you're going to have to get rid of, because now we're downsizing. We're going to have to get rid of stuff, right? You have a 4,500 square foot house, and now you're going down to let's say 2,500. Okay, you're going down to half. Okay, so you don't need as many chairs. You don't need as many bedroom sets, and you maybe don't need a formal dining room anymore or a formal living room, because now you have the great room or the family room that acts as both the living room and the dining room, and you don't need all these extra rooms and all this extra furniture and those kinds of things. So we're gonna have to consider, number one, how much stuff we're gonna need. At the same time, we're gonna have to get rid of some of that stuff. Give it to family, give it to friends, give it to Salvation Army or CCA or somebody like that. And we're gonna have to learn to streamline your life and live with less, because you don't need as much anymore, right? You're trying to live the happy life, right? And lastly, don't expect necessarily a big equity windfall. And here's what I mean by that. You have a bunch of equity built up in your house, right? That's great. I mean, you did your job, you bought your house, you paid it down, and now you have equity. You have an equity built in. You can do one or two things when you move into your new place, right? You can either take all of that equity or most of that equity and put it into the new place. Let's say you're going to buy, either going to buy or build. You're going to put it into your new place, right? So that equity is going to be dwindled down. At the same time, depending on what your financial advisor suggests, you may have a mortgage, you may not. Okay, so if you don't want a mortgage, you take all of that equity and put it into your new place, then that equity is dwindled down, so you don't have as much to like stick in the bank and stick in retirement fund or stick in investments, right? And so that equity that you thought you had something up here, is now kind of dwindled down a little bit because you went into a new place. Your expenses are going to be down. It's going to be easier for you to live. It's going to be nicer. You're going to make more friends, but that equity may be eaten into a little bit. So you have to kind of understand with your financial advisor the pluses and minuses of this place versus that place, this size versus that size, and you may downsize even more than you originally thought. So just something to keep in mind. Hope you found that informative. I know I did, because that's what we went through when we went through the same process about 6 years ago. Friends, right over here is our YouTube website, our YouTube channel rather. It's Let's Do Real Estate Texas. If you subscribe to that, you'll get updates whenever when we add a new video, we update a video. At the same time, right here is my e-business card, stevescard.us, and right over here, someplace right over there, is a QR code that you can take a little snapshot on your picture. Excuse me, take a little snapshot on with your smartphone, and that'll take you to my e-business card. Appreciate you downloading it, keeping it, calling us when you need us, and handing out to your family and friends. Next week, our topic is tips for buying a home in today's market. This is a fascinating topic. We're living it right now, every single day. This is a fascinating topic. You're not going to want to miss this one. This is Steve DePoe for the Rose Realty team. I'm going to bounce.